Good morning. I'm Chad Stebbins from the Institute of International Studies, and this is a presentation I've been looking forward to for a long time. It's always very popular when we have the theme semester is to experience the actual food of the country that we're celebrating. And when we started planning the Turkey semester, it took quite a while to find a restaurant that served Turkish food and could come to Joplin, and happened to read an article in 417 magazine, which is based out of Springfield, and they had a feature story about a year ago on Main Street Mediterranean cuisine in Bolivar. And I contacted the owners, Albert Sherrer and Debbie Sherrer, and they were gracious enough to agree to come today. And this was no small task for them to come because you're going to get to sample food. And they brought their staff in yesterday. They're closed on Sundays, and started preparing. And then today there are about 7 of them who made the trip from Bolivar to put this together. So the restaurant is closed on Mondays. That's why they were able to make it today. So, and they're donating all of this to Missouri Southern as a contribution to our Turkey semester. So, Albert Sherrer, born and raised in southern Turkey, and Debbie Sherrer lived in Turkey for 5 years. Her father was a CIA agent. And Debbie's going to be going back and forth to the kitchen. They're in the KGCS TV studios preparing the food, which is going to be served around 11:40. So Albert is going to do the bulk of the presentation, and would encourage you to make this an interactive presentation. If you have a question, go ahead and ask it, and Albert will be happy to answer. He just returned from Turkey, by the way, and he can tell you about the current situation in Turkey, which he tells me is not very good. A lot of unrest and turmoil. So again, I'd like to express my appreciation to Albert and Debbie Sherrer for joining us today. Thank you.
Okay, do I have this right? Can you hear me? Okay. Good morning, and thank you for having us. Just kind of tell you about us a little bit. We're Main Street Mediterranean Cuisine. We opened up 2 years ago in Bolivar, Missouri. People thought we were crazy when we did it. You know, they said, "How are you going to sell Middle Eastern food in the Bible Belt? You really want to try that?" And our answer was yes, because it's a cultural experience. We feel that we are ambassadors of Turkey. We are ambassadors of Turkey. And we decided that we were going to do it right. We were going to do it authentic, 100%, no corners cut. And over 2 years, we have developed a tremendous customer base. Our little restaurant is very popular throughout the Ozarks. We get people traveling from very, very far distances to come in and eat with us. Tell you a little bit about Turkish food. Turkish food is all natural. We don't use preservatives. Every meal in a home or in a restaurant is cooked fresh daily. We are very, very picky about what we eat. As a society, dining to us is the experience of the day. It's where business deals are done between business people. It's where families talk about the day and we communicate about how things went. It's a requirement in our lifestyle. The food brings us together. From very young ages, our daughters, including ours, we have 3, are taught how to cook. Because the belief in our society is that daughters will be married and they have to be able to feed and keep the children and the husband happy. And the husband has to go work hard to bring home the money and the lifestyle. It's an old philosophy, but it works for us. Not everything, we have modernized in the since 1980, Turkey has begun this age of modernization. And we have constantly changed many things in the Turkish society, but one thing that does not change and is a constant is our food. The food that we prepare is from biblical times. It really is. We are the cradle of Christianity, where we're from. Even though Turkey is a 99% Muslim country, there's the 1 percentile. I'm born Greek Orthodox. I was baptized in a 583-year-old church. My family has been going to that church for 583 years.
What region are you from?
I'm sorry?
What region?
I am from the region of Hatay. Hatay is in the south on the Mediterranean. It is the only region in Turkey that has approximately a 22%, that's all that's left, Christians. It has approximately 40% that is Alawite Muslim, which is Shiite, and the remaining balance is Sunni. We also have a small Jewish presence, not much anymore, but 30 years ago, 40 years ago, we had a very big Jewish presence also. In my hometown, in our home state, we have more churches than any other province. They are active churches, Catholic, Orthodox. We even have a Baptist church, which is an anomaly in Turkey, because it's not practiced in Eastern Christianity. East and West Christianity, we differ a lot. But at the end of the day, we're Christians. So the long and the short of it is, the food is very, very important. It's part of our culture that is very, very old. Regionally, if you go to Turkey, region to region, the food changes. In the south, in the Adana area, we like hot, spicy food. Adana, Hatay, the southern Mediterranean, and the southeastern part of Turkey. You go to central Anatolia, it's more garlic-driven. We're similar, but we just change the way we make it, if that makes any sense. There's the region to the west of Turkey, which has a lot of Eastern European influence, Greek influence. You go to the north, which is Laz. Have any of you studying this heard about the Laz? Laz are Russian mixed. They are our blonde, blue-eyed Turkish friends. And we have the same taste, generally. And then if you go to Istanbul, a city of 13 million people, every region of Turkey's food is available. Every region. We have today tried to give you a little bit of everything. We have hummus. Our hummus is from our region, Hatay. Hummus is usually not eaten outside of the Hatay and the Mardin regions of Turkey. We have muhammara, which is a little bit spicy. That's from our region. It's also like a hummus. And believe it or not, in our restaurant, it does as well, if not better than hummus. Yes, if you have a walnut allergy, please do not eat it.
It's the red one.
It's the red paste, yeah. We would love to be able to do more, but there's just we're having some tremendous logistical issues this morning. We have a stove that's not working, so it's kind of making our options go down. As far as the culinary side of Turkey, Turkey takes an influence from the Middle East, of course, but there is European influence also. Please understand, we have been occupied by everyone and anyone, okay? We're like the crossroads of war, have been forever. In my province, we speak Arabic first, French second, Turkish third. That's the way it is. If you look at the architecture, the older architecture in my hometown, it's predominantly French, very high ceilings, so on and so forth. So there's a French influence in our food too. But we cook our meat. Big difference. We cook our meat. As far as I can tell you, if you go throughout the Middle East and North Africa, the food can get very, very creative. We don't like creative. And what I mean by creative is what in America you call, ooh, gross. I can't touch that. We don't get creative like that. It's very clean, very simple. Lamb is a very big part of what we do. Beef and chicken. These are the three. Lamb for us in the United States doesn't work because there's a consistency problem in the grazing. If there's no salt in the grazing process of lamb, you get a very strong taste. I'm sure many of you who have tried lamb. So we don't use lamb at all in our restaurant or in any of the food that we have because of that inconsistency. We can't get a consistent product out. It tastes one way one day, another way the next day. So lamb meat, lamb, beef, chicken. In Turkey, meat is expensive. It's expensive. And because it's expensive, many people can't afford a lot of meat. So in the Turkish cuisine, you will find bread as a very, very big option. It is every Turkish family, no matter what socioeconomic status you're in, you will notice bread is a very big part of what we do. It is always fresh. The bread run is 3 times a day to the bakery. Okay? Every morning for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. Because bread is very filling. Not only that, the Turkish government has decided to subsidize bread. So they pay a subsidy to the bakeries to keep them profitable, to be able to still bring it at an economic rate to the market. Our bread has been the same for hundreds of years. Nothing changes. We don't like change in our diet. What does that mean? We have much lower cancer rates. We do. Preservatives are bad news. Preservatives in food are made to make it last. What does that mean? It sits on the shelf. It sits in the back of a reefer truck trying to get cross-country. And unfortunately, this is, I believe, because of this preservative issue that we have in America, that there's these insane cancers I've never even heard of over there. You are what you eat. We have become very, very, very successful with our restaurant, and I'll tell you why. They're actually getting ready to run another ad on us. We didn't know it, but recently, not recently, but back in May, a new customer of ours had, we noticed they're constantly coming in for to-go orders, 3 to 4 nights a week. And we didn't think anything of it. Oh, they like us. They like the food. Well, she finally comes in one day and says, I want to tell you something. And we kind of did notice. She says, I've been eating this food. This is all I eat. I've lost 22 pounds. Preservatives. Same with bread. Preservatives. If you put preservatives in food, this is the end result. So, we're trying to teach people how to eat in that little town, and believe it or not, it's catching on. It really is. It's good food, too. I wish it could be better today. You have to come and visit us. And if you tell us you're from here, we're going to give you a heck of a discount. I'm sorry?
I missed, we got here late.
Bolivar, Missouri.
Where's Bolivar?
Close to Springfield. We're 27 miles from Springfield. Up 13, yeah. Yeah, it's where Southwest Baptist University is. So, Main Street Mediterranean. Yeah. So on the food side, that is, today we're going to give you a Adana kebab, that is from the Adana region, a piece of it. Hummus, muhammara, tabbouleh. Any of you ever had tabbouleh? Okay, this is Syrian-style tabbouleh. It's not as green as the Lebanese kind. It's not all Turkish, but believe it or not, we all have it throughout the region, including Israel. They're just called something else, or they're made a little differently, and then we claim that. Everyone claims, the Greeks claim baklava, the Turks claim baklava, everybody in the world claims baklava. It's the same with the kebabs. Oh, it first came out here. No, no one really knows. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. We wanted to do more today. We really wanted to do more, but again, logistical difficulty. We brought in our staff yesterday because this is a prep. This is not, you can't throw it in the microwave. It doesn't work that way. We have to really work on the meat, so on and so forth. There's cure time. Cure time, because it has to take the taste in of the ingredients that you're putting into it. So in the restaurant business, it's unforgiving if you run out because you can't recover from it. That day it goes not available for the rest of the day on the menu. So a lot of prep work goes into, we're very labor intensive versus other food chains. In Turkey, when you go to a restaurant to eat, if the food comes out too quickly, we're worried. We're definitely worried. You always start with a meal called a meze. Meze is, it could be hummus, it could be a tomato, what we call an ezme. It's tomato that it's crushed and then seasoned, and kind of like a prosciutto. But a lot of spices go into it, so on and so forth. You can get it hot, not hot, etc., etc. Usually when we sit to a meal, first is meze. Meze needs to take 15 to 20 minutes at least, if not even longer, and then the entrees come out. Because we are the most complacent. Any of you been to Turkey lately? You have. And how was your dining experience?
Absolutely love turkey.
Good. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little while. But the long or the short of it is 20 minutes, because this is a social environment for us. We love to visit. It's the way we are. In America, you have to call someone to go visit them. We don't. We walk by, hey, next thing you know, half the day is gone with them. It's just the way it is. FedEx doesn't do well in our society. Tomorrow. Everything, we're not in a hurry on anything. But with our food, everything takes time. We had to teach that in Bolivar. People were thinking they were pulling into the Burger King. Wrong answer. Can't do it. It's not doable. Because in order for you to get that excellence in your meal, you need to give me time, have your meze, whatever. We'll bring it out to you. And I can tell you definitively, we have 100% return. We've never had a bad review on our food ever. That's the Turkish way of food. I wish we could be that way in everything else, but we can't. As far as our country, I'll touch on Turkey a little bit for you too. We are a society that is very relaxed, for the most part. We like to live. It's the truth. We're not going to kill ourselves to make a living. The family bond, because of our strong family bonds, we're able to do that. It is not unusual in a Turkish family for our children to still be at home at 28. Okay? Family is family. At 18 in America, I know two of our daughters are already gone from home, but at 18, I'm free. With us, kids like to stay close to home. The cooking, I don't have to worry about it. I can live my life. I can do a menial job. I can go to college, so on and so forth. So they ease into life a lot easier. Okay? These are traditions that we are not going to ever change. We are a country that has women's rights. We have already had a female prime minister. Remember? If you studied Turkey, Tansu Çiller, she did one term in Turkey. Unfortunately, she got involved in corruption, or she would have won a second term. But that's politics, right? But in a country that is 99% Muslim, to have a female leader, that says something. Okay, that says something about our culture. I'm a Christian. I was raised very strict Orthodox. There was my side of the tracks, the Sunni side of the tracks. You don't come into my tracks, I don't come into your tracks, right? But here's the insane part of it. That was the 1970s. By the 1980s, we were all friends. Until this day, in Turkey, till this day, whether you are Christian, Muslim, Jewish, it's a non-issue in the society. Okay? We have really worked hard to overcome that. My hometown has the only cemetery where Jewish, Christian, Muslim are buried together in the same cemetery. You can look it up. It's in Karaç, Turkey, Iskenderun. My grandmother is buried there. and we have learned how to respect each other's boundaries. However, in the last few years, Kemalism, this is Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. Mustafa Kemal, he was a great general. His origins are Bulgarian, but he is Muslim. He is a devrimci. Devrimci means to turn over. Devrimci is a term we use. It's not a revolutionary, it's a little bit different. It's a kind of much further than that. Kemalism, after the Ottoman Empire, he came and rebuilt a war-torn country. Remember, we were the longest lasting empire in the world. We were. He built a very strong state. He unveiled the women. He unveiled them. He said, this is ridiculous. This is infringement of your rights. He took the Arabic scripture and threw it away. He says, how are we going to advance when the West can't read what we write? So the alphabet changed to Western alphabet. He brought a lot of, back then's technology. We suddenly had tractors in Turkey instead of a horse pulling a plow. He modernized Turkey. He built relationships with the West. He believed that the future was Westernization. Westernization, but never leave our Turkish cultures, the core cultures. The way we eat, so on and so forth. He built a secular Turkey. He is a tremendous secularist. And he separated church from state. It had to be done. However, 13 years ago, because of corruption in Turkey, an anger vote was passed. People were upset. Once again, a recession. Once again, mismanagement, fiscal mismanagement. And these politicians are out here driving the most expensive cars, living in the most expensive villas. And all of a sudden, overnight, your banks start disappearing in your country. Your economy shrinks 20-some% in one night. This is 2001. Because of the anger of the people, even secularists turned around and started to vote for a mildly Islamic government that was selling no corruption, government for the people, etc., etc. 13 years later, they have won election after election because they have held to their word. The big world recession, we didn't even feel it in Turkey. We've continued to push through it. However, that's changing right now a little bit. But for 13 years, they delivered. We, for the first time in Turkey, have a middle class. We have never had a middle class. In Turkey, you are rich, you are poor. Now you are rich, middle class, and poor. Okay? So, all this new money and this big boom and Americanization in many ways. And what they have done is furthered an Islamic agenda in Turkey. Okay? What they do is they give the big rich guy, the conglomerate, huge tax benefits. He votes for him even though he disagrees with him. Then you turn around and you give the poor a lot of everything. Okay? You subsidize the bread, you subsidize the house, you give them credit, you put them on a welfare system. Thank you, Saudi Arabia, who supports it because it's an Islamic agenda. Whenever there's an Islamic agenda in the world, you'll find Saudi Arabia in the middle of it, as long as it's Sunni. Long story short, 13 years later in Turkey, last year it erupted. All the riots, maybe you saw on television and things like this. I landed the night that started. I was just landed in Istanbul. And what we're seeing is our generation, this generation here, is saying no. I'm not covering my head. No, I will not live that way. I will not let you advance on me and push me and force me. So democracy and secularization that was built in the 1920s in Turkey is now in jeopardy. And because of that, there is a mass exodus in Turkey going on right now, very quietly, but it's happening. The rich are leaving. The secularists are looking for new homes because the long-term agenda, although they say will not happen, could happen. Now, today we look at a tremendous threat that America is facing. I am very proud of this flag, and I am very proud of this man. This is who I was raised to respect. But this is going away. And a new threat. What are we watching on CNN every day and Fox? Yeah. And I can't help. I just got back from Turkey 2 weeks ago. I was not comfortable. In my own home country, I got questioned for 1 hour. For 1 hour on the side of the road driving. I got pulled over and why, who? The problem is this. Syria, Iraq. Where can you possibly get stuff into northern Iraq and northern Syria from? Nah. There's complicity. No one knows how much at this point. But there is complicity. Which makes people like me cringe. Okay, because what we stand for, what we believe in, this stands against absolutely every part of it. When you go out there and you start executing Americans and French and Arabs and Yazidis and on and on and on, you are doing ethnic cleansing. That's what's happening in this region. There are insinuations that our present government has been a very big supporter of this. And they're taking this neutral position right now. I'm sure you've been watching. Everybody's saying, what about Turkey? It's a NATO country. It's equipped to the moon with American weaponry and the latest technology. We have a tremendous military. Why is it sitting there and allowing this to happen? So things are changing. Things are changing. It's unfortunate. About our culture, I will tell you this. Turco-American, okay? And I'm an Ameriturk. Turks in general love Americans. They really do. I promise you they do. When you say you're an American, you'll see them light up and they'll ask you a lot of questions. They will. Pre-Iraq, we were very, very close. After the Iraq 2003, and of course this new government, things have changed. We have just seen these alliances change a lot. The alliances are moving in directions that are unheard of. Groups that you would never imagine in 100 years are coming together to fight X, and Y is fighting so and so. So you just have this tremendous instability. I felt like it was pre-1980 in Turkey when I was there recently. I felt like it's going back into a police state. It is. It's going back to a point of you don't know who the secret police are. You say one wrong thing, they'll take you in. Do you know how we are the worst abusers of journalists? Did you know that? Do you know how many Turkish journalists are in jail? It's mind-boggling. So, what is the answer? Is the answer, is it going to change? What we're hoping is that our democracy is strong enough that a strong enough coalition will eventually be built and people will see through this and we'll move on in a peaceful manner. That's our hope. I can tell you definitively, America has been a friend to Turkey for a long time. It has been, in 2001, if the United States didn't intervene, Turkey would have been a disaster economically. They came in with a lot of aid, so on and so forth. Religion is part of the issue in our country, okay? And the other part is called Turkishness. Turkishness is a very, very, very difficult thing to explain. We're very hard-headed, extremely. We have the bir şey olmaz Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Kind of like New York. And we don't worry about things until they're like too late. Okay? This, one, it makes us a relaxed society. Makes us a relaxed society. But it also makes us a society that has trouble with consistency in anything that we do. That's the truth. If you ever want to see Greek ruins, don't go to Greece, go to Turkey. We have a lot more. We do. Go to Turkey. If you want to see beaches that are unbelievable, unspoiled beaches, thousands of kilometers around the Aegean, down the Mediterranean, even in the small Marmara Sea, the Black Sea I don't recommend, it's too cold. Okay? But we have an amazing coastline. We do. We offer private beaches. Every American hotel chain is available in Turkey. Every one of them. As far as food, we get back to this. In 1990s, we learned about Pizza Hut in Turkey. Domino's. We have it, but we use motorcycles, not cars, to deliver them. Americanization has happened in Turkey. Will I eat at a McDonald's in Turkey? No. Will the young generation eat? Yes. It's trendy. It's American. In our culture, Americanization is very important. A pair of Nike tennis shoes. They cost us $150, $200. I make $600 a month, but I have to have them. And I have to have my American shirt, and I have to have my McDonald's experience. And the only reason we can do these things is because of the family. We all live together, so there's one rent. There's one. Does that make sense? But that's what it's about, Americanization. Now, talk about progress, okay? My wife lived in Turkey too. She was American. In 1980, we had one television station. One. It was on TV 4 hours a day, and it was black and white. And we would be excited. I wonder what's on. There's no guide. You don't know what's going to. You turn it on. Allah Kadir Gecesi. They have some imam preaching. Again? What is there to do? We went from one TV station in 1981. We have more cable stations than the United States now. Okay? We do. And not only that, we have Europe, USA, anything you want to watch. When we're at home, we 800 channels. What do you want to watch? There's excess. We've gone from there to there. That's just showing you the progression. Every Turk has a cellular phone. Everyone. Cars. You hardly ever see old cars on the road anymore. Why? Because Americanization. We learned something about credit. Scary in our society. Remember? Psholmas, nothing will happen. So everybody now is buying cars. 5, 6 years ago, we learned about mortgage. Real scary. And now, for the first time in Turks' lives, they have debt this much. And the worst part, I'm not kidding you, on my cell phone while I'm in Turkey, because we have a Turkish bank account, they'll give me $10,000 credit into my account if I just say yes, if I press 1 on my phone. That's how bad it is. It's not being regulated. This is the danger Turkey is facing right now. This is the danger the region is facing right now. Irresponsible, we're new at it. Please understand. Look, Turkey may be a lot older than America, but America is the oldest democracy in the world, okay? Even though there's irresponsibility every 5, 6 years, 7 years, we take a good dump here, but we always come back. For us, it's not that easy. Our economics in Turkey are starting to slow down. The machine, the wheel is slowing down. This slowdown in Turkey, last month I think they said that we had 92,000 credit card defaults. Those are default, not behind. So these are the things that we think are going to haunt us in the very near future. Plus Islamization, and things are going to change in that entire region. They really are. So if you have any questions.
Someone defaults on a credit card. Is it a criminal process or a civil process?
It's I take everything you own and I own you for the rest of your life process. This is how it works. In Turkey, I recently, you loan people money, it happens. And after you loan them money, bir şey olmaz. Can't pay you, it's not a big deal. Well, our collection system, we have two systems. We have the old system and the new system. The new system is like America. We have a credit reporting agency, so on and so forth, but it's all still very, very new, okay? Not everyone is in it yet. You're getting there. If you have a bank account, you're in it. If you've taken a credit card loan, you're in it. But many Turks still are staying traditional with cash under the pillow. That's one way. The other one is what we call a senet system. You take a senet or a check. A senet is a lien form, okay? We do it business. You sign the senet with me, then I go to court. And I win a judgment against you, and as long as I have that judgment, I can keep coming to you and trying to get my money. Or, the second part of it is the check system. I make you write me a check. And then I negotiate the check, even though you don't have the money in the bank, I negotiate it with the bank. So if, let's say, I took $10,000 from you, or you took $10,000, you write the check for $13,000, $14,000, and the bank will say, I'll give you $7,000 if it's in doubt. They'll negotiate the money and get it from you through government. So the government, it's not criminal to not pay your bills, but it is criminal, severely criminal, to write a bad check. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, you know what? I would like to introduce everybody. It's actually time that we can start having people come in. Our chef over here, this is Nico. Nico is a two-time Afghanistan veteran. He went over there and tore it up real good. He is the man. Very, very proud of him. Matt over here. Matt works with us full-time in the kitchen and in the dining room. He is an SBU, Southwest Baptist University student, and he's a pretty awesome guy. Here's Ryan Pinkston. Ryan is, he kind of, we're dabbling in other businesses, just not food. And he is helping us on the marketing side. He has a very strong marketing and sales. He comes from a radio background. His voice used to be heard on Rock 99 all the time, but he's now on our team. And I think Wendy's in the back. She's mom. So we have people that are family here, and my wife, Debbie. I think we're okay if people want to start coming to get food. If you have any questions, we're here to answer them.